Hello, welcome back to my channel where we are having a time of looking at Jesus Christ to answer the question, who is Jesus? And as we continue in this series, we're going to go into more depth in the Bible. This is the best source for finding out about Jesus Christ. And so I encourage you, if you don't have a Bible, go online or get on your apps and open up. What I'm using is the King James Version, and we will be looking at the chapter 24 in the book of Matthew. Again, I'm just reminding us that Jesus took great care to reveal to his disciples who God the Father is and how his kingdom looks so different from anything we know from a human perspective, but also to let us know how everything is going to end. God does not intend for this world in this condition to last forever. He is going to make some radical changes. And Jesus is letting us know, as he has spoken to his disciples, about how that will look and what's going to happen. So let's take a look in chapter 24 of Matthew. We will be reading verses 32 to the end of the chapter. Now learn a parable of the fig tree. When his branch is yet tender and putteth forth leaves, ye know that summer is nigh. So likewise ye, when ye shall see all these things, know that it is near, even at the doors. Verily I say unto you, this generation shall not pass till all these things be fulfilled. Heaven and earth shall pass away, but my words shall not pass away. But of that day and hour knoweth no man, no, not the angels of heaven, but my Father only. But as the days of Noe were, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. For as in the days that were before the flood, they were eating and drinking, marrying and giving in marriage, until the day that Noe entered into the ark, and knew not until the flood came and took them all away. So shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. Then shall two be in the field, the one shall be taken, and the other left. Two women shall be grinding at the mill, the one shall be taken, and the other left. Watch therefore, for ye know not what hour your Lord doth come. But know this, that if the goodman of the house had known in what watch the thief would come, he would have watched, and would not have suffered his house to be broken up. Therefore be ye also ready, for in such an hour as ye think not, the Son of Man cometh. Who then is a faithful and wise servant, whom his Lord hath made ruler over his household, to give them meat in due season? Blessed is that servant, whom his Lord, when he cometh, shall find so doing. Verily I say unto you, that he shall make him ruler over all his goods. And if that evil servant shall say in his heart, my Lord delayeth his coming, he shall begin to smite his fellow servants, and to eat and drink with the drunken. The Lord of that servant shall come in a day when he looketh not for him, and in an hour that he is not aware of, and shall cut him asunder, and appoint him his portion with the hypocrites. There shall be weeping and gnashing of teeth. So I think that it's important for us, as we're looking at this portion of the scripture, is to not become fearful. You know, as I'm reading this and thinking, what if somebody who is watching this video and hearing these things for the first time thinks, oh, how horrible, how awful, I'm just afraid. I don't know, what's going to happen to me. And this sounds just horrible. Well, it does sound horrible. But the thing of it is, if we have a relationship with God through his Son, Jesus Christ, we don't have to be afraid of anything. I know that's easier said than done, but he is giving us words to comfort us and to strengthen us and to give us hope and encouragement. And that's what I really want to convey when I'm doing these videos. I want you to hear the hope and the peace and comfort and encouragement that we have in Jesus Christ. So if you've noticed here, he was talking about the days of Noe. That would be Noah. And if you've heard the story of Noah and how he was told by God that he needed to build a really huge boat that was called an ark, and there came a flood that covered the entire world and destroyed everything except for Noah, his family, and the animals that God had told him to bring into this ark, so that after the flood waters had gone down and people could go back out on land, they could repopulate the earth. Now, if you're a person who's hearing this for the first time, it might sound extremely far-fetched, and I can understand why. But I want you to have the courage to go into the Bible and look at the story and read about it and find out what happened back then and how that is a significant picture for us today to know it's going to happen again. God is going to send destruction, but he has a plan of how to save the people that believe in him and trust him. Just like he did with Noah and his family, he will do for each one of us. So that needs to be our focus. That needs to be our encouragement. Now, what is also being said here is to be faithful to continue doing whatever God has given you to do while we're waiting, but anticipate that he's coming back. Because if we don't anticipate that he's coming back, it's the same idea as when a thief breaks into somebody's home. Most people anticipate that those kinds of things can happen even to good people, and so they take precautionary measures. They've got different kinds of locks and bolts on the doors. They might have alarms that can go off. You know, people prepare themselves so that someone can't break into their home and steal their things. And so Jesus is showing us we should be prepared that he's going to come back. And we should also keep doing the things that he's given us to do, because a lot of people just get complacent and think, well, it might not happen for a long, long time. And some people think, I don't know if it's ever going to happen. Haven't we been talking about this for hundreds of years and it still hasn't happened? But that's not the kind of attitude to have. Not looking on what hasn't happened, because we need to keep looking at what Jesus has said is going to happen, because it will happen. If he said it, it will happen. We've been watching the things that Jesus has said and how we have seen what he has done, so we can trust him in this too, that if he said it, he is going to do it. And he wants people to not just get complacent and think, oh, well, you know, it might not happen for another 50 years, so what does that really matter? No, it does matter. It matters to continue to believe in him, to trust in him, to hope in his second coming, and to be letting other people know about the kingdom that is available to us and the wonderful, loving Father that has open arms that wants to take in his children. So thank you for joining me again. We will be continuing. The book of Matthew is not finished yet, and so stay tuned.